How do you know if you are setting good boundaries? What are the signs that your boundary setting is actually spot on? In this episode today, I want to talk to you guys about the number one thing you can look for when you are setting healthy boundaries. Now, I giggle with this because I see it happen over and over and over again. And it's a place where people start to question it and they get a little concerned and they're worried about what's happening because it doesn't go the way we think it's going to go initially. So if this sounds interesting to you and this is why you have clicked on this video, then stay tuned because I got something super special to share with you that will probably actually ease your heart and your mind that you are doing the right thing. My name is Kristen Brown. I'm a self-love mastery and relationship healing author and mentor. I talk about all things here about healing from toxic relationships. I talk about setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, healing hidden shame and unworthiness, and self-love mastery so you can become the best version of yourself and manifest the life and relationships of your dreams. So what happens? Someone comes along and they do a thing and we don't like what they're doing. It feels yucky. We can tell because we can feel it inside. And we know that we need to set a boundary. So we start to set those boundaries. We've gotten strong enough in who we are. And we're like, okay, I can set a boundary with this person. We've learned enough to know that that's the next best step. But then what happens? Likely we start getting pushback. We have someone take it personally. They get upset with us. They might even call you rude. They might tell you what you're saying is wrong. They could tell you that you're being mean. Or sometimes it may not even come from the person that you're setting the boundary with, but some from looky-loos out here that are watching this exchange happen or paying attention to it, or you're sharing it with them. And they're like, oh, they're clutching their pearls because they can't believe you said such a thing. That's the number one clue that you are setting healthy boundaries. Because the reason why we're setting boundaries in the first place is because somebody is mistreating us. Somebody is being disrespectful, or they're being unkind, or they're dishonoring us, or they're abusing us. Something in the lower energy realms is coming into our environment and we're saying, not okay with us. So we've worked enough on ourselves to be able to set a boundary, really proud of ourselves. And then we start to set those boundaries with people with calm assertiveness. We're not being rude. We're not being mean. We're not being ugly. We're just saying, hey, this is the deal. And then we start to get this crazy pushback. So we don't get that instant gratification of somebody saying, oh, yes, okay, I understand. Yeah, no problem. You're the boss. Great, wonderful. We don't get that immediately. Sometimes we may. There are some people out in the world that may actually do that. And that's awesome if they do. That's someone who's really self-actualized. That's someone who has great awareness about themselves. And they're actually probably working on themselves so they can own things that are coming up like, yeah, my bad. I get it. I'll work on that. But a lot of times we're dealing with people who haven't done any sort of self-healing work or very, very little. So they're not really aware of themselves and the places inside of them yet that they have not owned and worked on, or at least have the awareness of their personality and how they're showing up in the world. And our boundary could be that trigger that touches that part inside of them that's unhealed. And next thing you know, we're getting this pushback from them. And at first we might be shocked because this sounds very logical and clear to us. So there's a couple things that you can do if this happens to you so that you can get very clear. Number one, don't fold. Don't fold on your boundary because you're getting that pushback. All you're dealing with is somebody's lack of awareness. That doesn't make you wrong. The second thing you can do is you can go to somebody who you trust their wisdom and their guidance, someone who can objectively look at the situation and give you their honest assessment. A person that sees exactly what's happening here, they're going to say, you're not wrong. You're not crazy. You did exactly what you needed to do. Hold your line, keep going. Everything is okay. And the third thing you can do is to have a clear understanding that this is sometimes the dynamic when we set and maintain healthy boundaries. And there's something that's going to happen here. A lot of times people might, when they start to push back with us, they might try to guilt us. They might decide they want to leave or threaten that they're going to leave the friendship, the relationship, the working relationship, whatever it might be. And a lot of times that might freak us out because we're like, oh my gosh, now my world is changing because I'm setting a boundary with somebody. Slow down. A lot of times that's our initial fight back at you in an attempt to manipulate you so that you stop doing this. These are constructs of the ego that are trying to control you so that they can feel better. But trust in the knowing of this. When you set and maintain healthy boundaries that are deeply rooted in respect and honor and love of yourself, something is going to happen. Either your person is going to show up to it and they're going to grow and they're going to try to meet you at that, even if it's not immediate, because sometimes people have to do some inner work themselves to break out of the habit of this dysfunctional thing that they've been doing. It might not be immediate. The other thing that might happen is they're like, heck no, I'm not dealing with you because you're mean, you're rude, you're this, you're that. They start calling you all these names and they leave your life. I want you to know that either way you win. I know there might be a temporary setback because somebody might be leaving your life and then there's feelings involved with that. Maybe it's some type of worker or somebody that you have to deal with and you might need to replace that person in your life. These things happen. But please know that anytime that something is removed from our life, that universe is going to fill that space with something that is going to match our vibration, that deeply rooted love and respect of self, which is an upgrade in our vibration. The universe is going to match that with someone that's better suited for you. So I hope you guys got a lot from this episode today. It was inspired from an amazing coaching call I had with one of my clients just recently. And there's so much to learn about boundaries. I hope you all are getting a lot from what I'm teaching here about boundaries. If you have any questions at all, feel free to pop them down to comments below and let me know that you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to like and to share with someone that you think might benefit. And until next time, everybody, remember, you matter. Now go set your boundaries. Much love.